I should have started that a minute ago. I'm just going to go through one thing. Welcome, guys, to the Digital Altitude Traffic Training Webinar. We have a guest speaker tonight, Otis and Evelyn Jackson. They are going to be presenting on an aspect of social media, and I'll let them talk about what they're going to be talking about today. But they are phenomenal speakers, and I think you guys are going to get a lot of golden nuggets out of what they have to teach you today. So Otis and Evelyn, let me get back to my control panel, and I am going to share this with you. Let's see here. Okay, let me open that up. You guys there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're here. Hi.
All right, perfect. So hold on just a second. Let me turn the presentation over to you, and we should be able to let the system know you're going to share screens.
I have just done that. So
all right. So you guys, I'm going to mute my mic, and I'll just sit back here in the woodwork and monitor some questions and so on. And you guys have fun with this webinar.
Awesome. So you can see our screens though, yes?
Yes, we can see your, or I can see your screen, which means they can see your screen. So.
Okay, wonderful. All right. Well, we are in Atlanta, Georgia, so Eastern time here. It's a little over 9 p.m. here, 9:17. So wherever you guys are, I know that we are pretty much everywhere. We speak with students from all over the world, which is one of the fascinating things about having an online business, right? So anyway, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you might find yourself. We're excited to be here. So, and yes, Russell, thank you for the warm welcome.
Yes, thank you. We really appreciate it.
All right, so we wanted to talk to you guys about social media marketing principles. Most specifically, discovering the 5 social media marketing principles you can use to grow an audience, gain more attention, and rock your online business. Does that sound like something you guys may want to learn about? Show of hands or just comment. Yes or no? All right.
And Evelyn, you guys can see the percentages of hands raised and so on, correct, on your control panel?
Let's see.
If you click on the dashboard and open that up, you'll be able to see the percentages of how many people raise their hand.
All right, hang on one second. Yep, I see it. I see it. Okay, thank you.
All right.
Very well. All right. Perfect. Hang on one second, guys. I just want to make sure that this looks exactly like I'd like it to.
Just getting wonderful logistics out of the way. We definitely want to make sure we're driving in the factors of what you can do to improve your business and to push it to where you want it to be and where you want it to go, with just some key information that should help distinguish what you may be doing and to help you clarify that, and if you're not doing it, maybe give you fruit of thought of what you may want to change or just tweak so that you can make your business be exactly what you want it to be.
Yeah, absolutely. I also, we wanted to, if you can just let us know how many of you currently are in social media, whether it's Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. How many of you actually have a presence on social media?
I would also say you want to include anyone who's blogging and, you know, getting some stuff out there. You want to put that in there as well.
All right. Great. Awesome. Okay, so about half of you right now, it looks like. Okay. Now, of those that don't have a presence, have you considered it? And if so, why haven't you? If you could just type in some of the reasons why you may not have started social media marketing as of yet. Okay, so
you know, we see some Facebook knowledge.
He does not know how to. Okay, yeah. All right, we're gonna help you with that.
Absolutely.
Okay, all right. No knowledge, okay.
So about no knowledge.
All right, so so some of you guys are learning about this right now. All right, well, very good. Okay, this gives us a good idea of who we have on the line and how we can better help. Okay, so what I'd like to do, let's see. All right, let's get started. Let's get started. Okay, so what does it take to become one of the top respected brands on the web in any niche? Okay, it takes a lot of hard work and grit, and but it really also takes a lot more than that. It takes strategy and actually a big helping of luck. Okay, you'll find that you'll end up in a good place, and when you look back, you're like, man, you know, there was a lot of work that was involved to get you to where you are at that point of success, you know. But also people that you meet along the way that can help you, especially mentors, trainers, coaches. That makes the journey a little bit easier to deal with, for sure. So if you want to be one of the major players in your chosen niche, then you need to know exactly how to build an audience, how to gain their loyalty and keep them coming back to your site, okay, time and time again. But there's not just one secret to this, you guys. In fact, there are countless little things that the very best do differently. Right, so we're going to dive into the 5 social media marketing principles that you can use to grow an audience, gain more attention, and rock your online business. So let's get started. Now, here is the single most important thing you must know about thriving on social media. You have got to provide value. It is absolutely imperative that you guys always provide value. Very, very important.
It's extremely important because people want to make sure and they want to feel that you're trying to provide them some kind of help that they're needing and that they're looking for to improve their situation. So they want to feel like you're out there to empower them to actually improve the positioning that they're in.
Yes, absolutely. So what does this all mean? Okay? You're going to be offering something concrete and tangible to your audience. You're going to be giving them something that they can benefit from. Right? Think of your social media much like a product or a service in its own right, and not just a means to get as many people to your blog as possible. There's a lot of that out there. Now, this simple paradigm shift is the absolute difference between a successful social media channel and an unsuccessful one. You need to give people a reason to follow you guys, okay? A reason to share your content and a reason to keep checking back to your page. So don't just expect people to follow you on Twitter because they like your brand. Okay? It's just not enough.
You have to give them a little bit more. You have to, like we said earlier, like the section is, you need to provide the value because they need to find value in what you're providing for them to actually continuously come back and to even share what you have given them. So, I mean, you want to make sure that whatever you're doing has empowered them to take the steps that they want and also start to look at themselves as this is exactly what I want to do, and them wanting to also share information that you're giving them with their fellow peers and people that are in their inner circle.
Yeah, so, providing value, how do you go about doing that, right? In the case of social media, this can be offering them entertainment, information, maybe offers, inspiration. People love inspiration. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen, on Facebook or Instagram, all these little, quotes and posters and memes that give people inspiration, but at the same time, it's giving them entertainment, and value. It's all value, right? It just has a different feel to it. Now, a good example of this is any of the thousands of successful channels on Instagram, right, that post pictures of entrepreneurship, for example. There are a lot of great Instagram accounts run by online experts and enthusiasts that include images of people living the laptop lifestyle. Some of you guys might know Jason Stone, one of the top guys with Digital Altitude. How did he get all the success inside of DA? It was Instagram, right? Instagram alone, which is it's crazy, but it's the truth, you know. So there's a lot of value that that was harvested there, okay. And it takes a while, but it certainly is possible, right? People find this inspiring and helping them move forward towards their goals. And so if the images are well composed and they're well designed, then they are providing value in that way, okay. People know that by following that account, right, Jason's, for example, they'll get updated regularly with new inspiring pictures to help them drive them further in their own pursuit of the laptop lifestyle. Okay, so what he does is he tells a story through those images, okay, through those quotes and inspiration, and gives them calls to action, right? Takes them right back to a capture page, right back to the offer, okay? There's always a strategy behind that. But it all starts with this, in giving value. I just want to stop and make sure there aren't any questions. And feel free to ask, you guys, if you do have any.
Yes, don't try to wait to the very end. Just go ahead and pop them. We're actually monitoring that to make sure that we can get that information out to you. So, like she said, please feel free to ask your questions as they arise.
All right, so another example might be to share links to informative posts on a Facebook account, perhaps. Right? If you have a blog about online business, for example, then you can post links to news stories regarding traffic strategies, to tips and ideas for creating content, you know, etc. Things like that. Let's see. Now, don't only post your own content, right? Find and share the kind of exciting content that your audience can benefit from. Right?
Absolutely.
Note that this is all much easier if you generally are passionate about the subject matter, right? As that way you can simply share the things you're reading anyway, right? So it's something that we do as well. We're always posting not just our stuff. Let's say we have a blog post, right? We like to do videos. We'll have a video blog, and we'll post it on our fan page, for example. But we'll also, if we find a topic, a video of someone that resonates with us for the day, we'll go ahead and post that as well. We share other people's content as long as it's related.
Yeah, I mean, that is definitely key, because I know for me, I like a lot of the quotes and impactful thinking, thought-provoking, inspiration that some people actually provide. So I'm always constantly looking at those, liking those, reposting those, just to let people see and understand, one, where I get some of the information that I'm quoting from and looking at, and two, just to put that out there to those people who are following us and who are our friends, because I think it's important that we're sharing the resources so that we can continuously add the value of, hey, you know, this really looks good and sounds good. You know, this is a very thought-provoking, very powerful thing. So let me go ahead and share it and spread it to those that might need this.
Yep. Okay, hang on one second, guys. Okay, so just looking at your questions here, you said to treat social media as a business. You want to treat social media, I mean, this is your business, right?
Yes.
So Digital Altitude is your business. Your identity, however it is that you want to show up in social media, you need to take that seriously, okay?
Extremely serious.
You need to make sure that you are building relationships and you're doing it the right way, okay? Social media should be, if you choose to use it, it should be another strategy, another traffic strategy for you, okay? We normally tell our students, if you're going to do buy traffic, that's great. That's what we would recommend. But if you're going to jump into free traffic strategies, then pick a social media strategy, one of them at least, in the very beginning, because you don't want to jump into too many too fast.
Yeah, you don't want to overwhelm yourself.
Yeah, so I hope that helps. All right. And of course, as you go along, as you progress, you can add more and more channels, right? But in the very beginning, it's probably a good idea to pick one that resonates with you the most. You know, some people are on Facebook every single day just for fun.
Yes.
You know, so if you're one of those people, then you might as well just incorporate that into your business, you know, and start to build a relationship that in time will produce results for you. Okay. All right. All right, so how do you know if you're doing this right? Right, you got to ask yourself this simple question, right? If your social media channel were to shut down today, would your followers be disappointed? Okay, we're not asking if they would notice, we're asking if they would generally feel that something they enjoyed, you know, has left, okay?
Yes, or if you've taken a little hiatus or for some reason, like you just had some other things to do, would they be questioning, asking when you're going to post new material and do different things?
Mm-hmm. Are you missed? Right?
Yes.
So if the answer is yes, congratulations, you're officially providing value.
Yes, you hit the moniker of what you want, which is people are looking at you for the value that they're providing to help them make it through and make the changes or take the leap that they need to take to evolve into what they would like to become.
Okay, so let's move on to the next one. All right, don't just promote. It's a big one.
Yes, it's extremely big. When you're looking at this, it's the opposite of providing value.
Yep, so polar opposite of providing value.
I'll look at it this way. If you are someone who is a consumer and you go out to the mall and you go into a store and you're just kind of browsing around, what type of salesperson do you lean more toward? Someone who's asking you about, are you looking to buy something, or someone who is knowledgeable about the item that you're looking at and provides you with, you know, very vivid details on what this does or how it fits or how it looks or how it's made, and makes you actually think, are you more willing to buy from the person who is explaining to you what you're looking at, or the person that you know is just looking at you just as a sale?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You need to simply promoting your business, right? This is what too many misguided marketers do. Right?
Yes.
They're going to go into social media and they come in with only that one thing in mind: sell, sell, sell. I just want to sell my stuff. And we get it, you know, again, we are in business. DA is our business, right? But when you go in there and all you do is literally just bombard people and advertise as if you're doing it online, and you're completely missing the point, okay, of social media.
Absolutely.
It's social media, okay? People don't want to be sold to, right? So you can't take this approach, right? This is not the best approach to get things moving in the right direction for you, right? So the next one is post what you would read. So why is self-promoting wrong? Okay, the answer is that it's not offering any value. Right? People do not want to go out their way to be advertised to. Okay, they don't want advertisements showing up in their home feeds alongside pictures of their family, their friends, their grandma, you know, grandparents. That's not why they're there, okay? This will simply demonstrate a lack of understanding on your part, and it could in fact hurt your reputation.
Yes.
Right? It's gonna frustrate your visitors and then likely motivating them to simply unsubscribe, to leave you altogether, okay, if they ever liked your page or followed you, okay? You really want to make sure that you're not leading with self-promotion.
Yeah,
absolutely. Okay? There needs to be a balance.
Absolutely. It's almost like, do you want to be that cousin that you're at the family reunion and you see it and you just try and you avoid them?
Yeah, and that happens a lot, you guys. I mean, there's I know in network marketing, for example, a lot of people are trained to just, you know, hit everyone up. Anyone that pretty much has a pulse is a prospect. And they'll go online, most specifically, and start blasting their Juicy Juice product or their Skinny Wrap or whatever it may be.
Yes.
And it's not, they're not giving any value. They're just showing up as just, this is great, buy from me, buy this, buy this. And it really does hurt their reputation. Okay, people get turned off by that. So if you're doing any of that, you need to reevaluate how you're promoting. Okay, you have to reevaluate how you're showing up.
You have remember, this is not a sprint. This is a marathon. So you want to actually pace yourself and do it the correct way so you can finish as strong as you possibly can. So you want to make sure that wherever you go, you're taking the people that you're building the relationship with you, because as you evolve and as you grow, then you can move and do different things, and you're going to have people that are going to help to promote what you're doing because they feel connected to you.
Right. And we're just curious, you know, and we're not going to put anyone on the spot, but I'm just wondering, any of you guys doing anything like this right now? Just, you know, putting up posts on just buy my stuff? Like I said, we won't call you out or anything. I'm just curious.
Yeah, we're definitely not going to call you out, but we just want to see who maybe just, as Evelyn said, just, you know, buy, or have in mind that I need to go ahead and try to recoup some of my investment back. I mean, you don't have to actually type it in. You can raise your hand, or
yeah, there's a few that
there's
did.
a few of you guys that popped up. I mean, that's
this seems to be like it tends to be eye-opening to a lot of people when we you know, especially with our students, that when they come to us and they've already been out there doing some stuff, they'll come and they'll just have done the wrong thing. They just show up wrong, and you really want to revisit how you do this stuff, okay? Because it does make a difference for sure. All right, so now the best way to get a good idea of whether your posts are ticking the right boxes is simply to ask yourself, would you read it? Okay, if this came up on your newsfeed, how would you feel?
yes.
Right? If you'd be pleased and then go on to read it and possibly share it, then it's an ideal choice for your own social media channel. Okay, so if you ignore it though, or worse yet, if it frustrates you, if you're like, oh my gosh, not this guy again, you know, not that, you know, again on my newsfeed, then that's a sign that you shouldn't do the same thing.
Absolutely.
Okay, so pay attention to how other people are showing up on your news feeds, right, and how you're reacting to that. Okay? It can very well help you avoid certain things, okay, just by going through this exercise. Okay, would you read it? If it came up, you know, how would you feel? You know, would you be happy? Would you be annoyed? Okay, and try to avoid being that person.
Yes. Would you unfriend that particular person, or think about unfriending that particular person because they keep just providing you with something that is not following in a path, or just constantly trying to sell you something. So, like Evelyn said, you just want to keep that in mind.
Yeah. So look at your own history on these sites and ask yourself why you clicked on the links, okay, that you did to share the things that you did. Okay, why are the best posts you've seen in your niche, like what are the best posts that you've seen in your niche lately, and why? Okay, what can you do to emulate their success? Okay. The key here is to remember that your audience, they're real people, right, who have the agency to follow whatever they want, okay, and leave when they want. Thus, you need to get inside their heads.
Yes. So when you're looking at it, at the bottom, you may hear coaches, and you may hear in the industry that people talk about an avatar. Who are you actually trying to market to? Who are you trying to connect with? And generally for us, the rule of thumbs that we like to say is that the first avatar that you have to look at is yourself, because the person that you're really trying to advertise to and who you're trying to get the message across to is yourself, because generally 9 times out of 10 the avatar individual is yourself. So you're looking for people who are like you, who are like-minded, and who want to go in the same direction that you are trying to go into now. So what you have to do at that point is figure out how would you market to them. What are they needing? What is the essential missing component for them actually getting from where they're at to the point that they are trying to get to? What can you do to help to bridge the gap to get them from point A to point B? So now you're actually looking at your avatar. Now you actually are, once you're looking at that and you have that in mind, you're actually thinking of what can I possibly do to help them out? And once you figure that out, then you've taken care of the first part of what we talked about, which is providing value. Because now you have captured your avatar of the people that you are trying to market to, but then you also give them the value of that missing piece, which now they look at you as, a wonderful individual who came across and have answered their, who has provided them with the resources that they need to get to the place that they want to go. So now they're more willing to listen to you or to try something or to look at something that you may advertise every now and then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I keep forgetting that the comments come at a little time delay. So there's some great comments here. Anissa, you say you're not doing it yourself, but you come across things like this and you feel annoyed when you see it. Yeah, they just want something from you. They're not interested in me. You're right, and that is the feeling that people get. They know. I mean, we know. We can kind of sniff out a rat. Okay?
Yes.
We can sniff out when people actually are not really there to build a genuine relationship. There's so many people out there that will reach out to you, like do a private chat, and they come at you with templates, that they've gotten from somebody. I don't know who. But certainly not the right way to start a potential, conversation, relationship with someone online. So yeah, you can sense it, and you can. It's just like, it's almost like, because it still happens to us. It's almost like you're just waiting for that person to, just, hey, how are you? So what do you do for a living? Oh, well, that's great. Well, here's my link. It's like out of the blue, bam, here's my offer, buy something. There's no.
Thank you.
I tell you guys, there was one time, I every now and then I do this just because I'm curious. I will just let people hang themselves, and I'll ask them questions. I remember this one person, very well known, but doing it so wrong online, and I kept asking questions, trying to form a relationship. The guy had no interest in me, no interest in what I was, who I was, what I was about. It was just, he was just answering all of my questions. I was asking personally, like, what do you do for fun? How about if, you have kids? Where do you live? And he was just answering them, trying to hurry up and get to his point. But he never once bothered to ask me anything personal. There was no relationship in there, no relationship building, which does hurt. So by the time he dropped his link, first of all, he had turned me off from like minute 2, but because he really wasn't trying to have an exchange, and that's what you don't want to do online, guys. Okay, you don't want to do that. But by the time he dropped the link, I was long gone. Long gone, not interested. So now, let's see. Lou says never. I'm glad you're bringing it up because I think this type of promotion hurts our DA business. You're right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're right. And you knowing how not to do it, it puts you in a much better position. Okay, because again, social media is a long-term strategy. If you want to build, let's say, as an example, she was in Vegas and spoke, Kiara. She built her online business on Facebook using free strategies, but she didn't come into Facebook and start making money right away. It took some time. And what she did, she showed up and provided value. And if any of you guys follow her, you could attest to this. This is exactly what we're telling you to do.
Yes.
You have to show up and provide value. She showed up every single day for her business for about a year. And she would do videos, she would do posts, she would walk people through what she might have been reading that day, what her journey basically, and it built rapport. And now it doesn't really matter what she has to offer. People will listen and people will at least give it a look. And at the end of the day, that's where she's getting most of her sales from, because of those relationships, because of all of that goodwill that she sowed into her fans, you know, the people that are following her, right? So very, very important. Now let's see what else we've got here. So, someone can't even promote, still locked. Okay, that's the other problem with hitting Facebook and not really knowing how to do it. They can certainly lock you out.
Yes.
If you don't know what to do, and that's unfortunate, because once they shut you down, it's very hard to come back from that.
You made the list.
Let's see. Yeah, we end up looking, Lou, yeah, we end up looking like, was it spookers instead of a legitimate online business? Yeah.
Yeah.
That actually provides value. Yeah.
Good point, Lou.
Okay, let's see. Okay, so yeah, and I hate to kill people's names. I really, Shurat, I apologize if that is not how you pronounce it, but you're asking about Instagram. Yes, there are certain apps out there that you can use to grow your following. I would be very careful.
Yes.
We're more organic builders. There's nothing wrong with these systems, but I would be very careful on what you use to grow those your following in that way, because there's certain pieces of those softwares that even do automated comments, and you certainly do not want to get into that. Automated comments is not that's not smart, right? But you can certainly entertain them, but not all of them. They're not all created equal. That is for sure. Okay. And yes, Anissa, she talks about you got to be genuine, you got to care about people. It's true, and you want to help. Okay, that's great, to help them get in a better spot in their life. Yeah, absolutely, and people will pick up on that. You know, they will pick up on your vibe, and love you for that if you stick around. You know, if you stick around and you stay consistent, they will. Okay, let's see. Oops, I just I think I deleted one by mistake. Okay. Okay, Ariel, sorry. So you were talking about being locked out of DA. That would probably be a support issue. Yeah, for sure. Okay. All right, so let's keep going, you guys, here. Okay, so organic building, anything that's organic, it requires your time. It's not automation. You know, when it comes to you building a following, it's not automation. It's not you flipping on a switch and letting the people on Instagram, in this case, come to you, you know, through this automated robot type of, you know, app. So organically, it may take longer, but it's so much more effective because you're the one out there requesting people, you know, adding them as friends, commenting, liking their stuff, inviting them to like your fan pages. Having personal conversations with them, that's organic and it's powerful. All right. Yes, Isaac, you asked about when you're putting ads out there on Facebook for them to become leads. Do those ads also go to Instagram, since Facebook owns Instagram? So I know of Instagram will feed into Facebook. And someone asked this a little while ago, and maybe Russell, you're more of a Facebook guy here, but I haven't seen it go the other way around. I've only seen Instagram coming to Facebook, but not Facebook to Instagram. I think it may be a little hard to do that because Instagram is more visual.
Right. Instagram is more image based, but Facebook owns Instagram, so that's why the two are connected so well together. So
Yeah.
you just reference people from Instagram over to your Facebook because you can get a lot more information to them.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Thank you. All right. Let's see. I'm trying to get through the questions here. All right, so Tyson is asking, how would you suggest for us newbies how to create an eye-catching post in niche Facebook groups to get leads, at the very least comment or chat? You know, value. You have to show up differently. A lot of people are going into these groups and they're just posting, you know, just come check out my deal.
Yes.
And you first want to give them value, and then you can start standing out. But you have to also try to engage them, you know, if they're posting something like their stuff, and start a conversation that way as well, you know, so reciprocate.
Yes. Also, you might want to share whatever your fears or struggles are with doing something, because you will be surprised how many people would come in to just encourage you to keep going and follow to see how you're doing, which is just another way to, you know, let it out that you know what you're doing and getting people to follow you and to create a conversation.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, I think we're getting to the last bit of here before we keep moving, guys. I just want to make sure that we don't miss anything because we don't want to leave them all to the last minute. Okay. All right, so Jonathan is saying, I heard that posting on Facebook groups and promoting your link doesn't get you anywhere. What are your thoughts? I see a lot of people doing it. Yeah, I mean, if you're posting on Facebook groups and promoting your link, yeah, it's if that's what you're doing, if you're going onto a group just to promote your link, no, it's not going to get you anywhere, because again, you're missing the element of value. You're not standing out. You just look like every other novice out there trying to just have people buy your stuff. So it's not going to work. And a lot of people are doing it. That's why you need to do different. So you need to look at what the majority of people are doing, and you need to go opposite, right? That's the only way you're going to stand out. Okay. All right, I think that we're good here. All right, Arthur, thank you. He's saying that he's learning so much tonight. Thank you. That's why we're here, and that's
Yes.
why we do this. So you're very welcome. Victor, how to go around from all the bad advertising? Almost everyone is competing, saying you can make lots of money instantly, specifically on Facebook. Yeah, a lot of people are, and they inflame, you know, results, or even, you know, lie about the results.
Yes.
You know,
Fabricate.
I think that it's really important that you stay authentic. I do believe, and I think Otis would agree, that if you can get to a point where you're sharing your journey and you're taking your audience with you as you're growing that audience, that makes it even more powerful.
I mean, I'll use it this way. You think of maybe one of your favorite TV shows that you may like to watch. For those of you who watch TV or you watch it sporadically, what is the reason why you're watching the show that you're actually watching? Are you watching it for the actors that are actually acting in the series, or are you actually watching it because you're caught in the story and you feel captured by the character that they're playing in that particular series? Like that person actually has similarities to you, and you are just intertwined because you just really like it. It resonates with you. Well, that's that authentic truth telling that when you put it out there, you're trying to get people to have with you.
Yeah, one of our first mentors, she said it best. She says, facts tell, stories sell.
Yes.
So when you're out there tell stories. People love a good story, and you are the author of your story. So, you know, why not let them in? As long as you're comfortable with that. You know, that's what Kiara did. That's what a lot of people do that have big followings. They let people in. Okay. Now let's keep moving, guys. I think we've done answering the first round of questions. So great questions. Thanks so much for engaging with us. Let's talk about understanding your value proposition. Okay. Something to understand as you're doing all of this is what your value proposition is. Okay, your value proposition should go beyond just your social media. This is rather the entire ethos behind your brand, and it should be the reason your business exists. Okay, you'll hear people ask, you know, talk about your why.
Nice.
Right? This is so true. You need to have a why. Okay, why are you doing this? So what does this all mean? Right? It means that you should be aiming to sell more than just a product or a service. You should be selling a dream, an idea, or something that can one way or another improve people's lives. Okay? The old saying goes that you don't sell hats, you sell warm heads. Right? What this means is that what you sell is more than the sum of its parts. Right? What you sell is a result and the way that results make you feel. And this is what will provide the emotion behind your products. Okay? The emotion that drives people to want to buy from you. If we were to apply this to a make money program like we are now, right, then your value proposition should come from what it would be like to have lots of cash, no money problems, the ability to travel, to be your own boss, to afford the better things in life, right, to be able to quit that job like I did, right, and be able to, you know, tell the coworker, hey, take a picture while I'm on my way out the door. That's what I did. It was funny. And I kept it as a reminder of not going back. That was a turning point for me personally. But you want to sell them on that. That's what you want to talk to them about, you know, when you're trying to, it's not, you know, you have to get to the core, okay, the core root of why they may be looking, why are they interested, okay? And your value proposition should come from all of that, okay? All of those potential outcomes, okay? Those dreams, that visualization process of being able to one day look at your bank account and have a whole lot more money left at the end of the month instead of having, you know, a whole lot more month left at the end of your money. And I think that us as entrepreneurs have all been there at some point before we figured this whole thing out. So yeah, when you can tap into the value proposition of your business, guys, then you can find an emotional hook for your posts, right? That will be relevant and that will make people actually stand up and take notice. Okay, but this has to happen first. You have to understand your value proposition. Okay, so let's go on to the next one here. Make your followers feel important. If you do all this, then your social media channel will instantly be better than a huge proportion of what's out there at the moment, right? But it's not going to be perfect. We're not saying it will be perfect. Okay? Why are we saying that? Because if you look at social media only from that perspective, then you're missing out on the very big part of it. Right? Simply put, social media is a social tool. It's intended for communication, and that's a two-way thing. Right? If you're posting the very best content in the world, if that's all you're doing, then it will still feel like a one-way bombardment that will quickly become frustrating for your following. So instead, you need to focus on that social aspect too by actually engaging with your audience and communicating with them rather than making this a one-way thing, okay? This is important, guys, all right? Hear us out. It starts by treating your visitors like VIPs, okay? This is a small and simple difference, but it's one that can have a huge impact on your success, right? And think about the guys that you may be following right now. right? Maybe you're following them on social media, or you're even on some of their lists, okay? The ones that you really, really enjoy. How do they speak to you? What do they show you? How do they treat you? Might they even be calling you VIPs, or their crew, or are they making you feel like you're part of their team, of their lives, that you're important to them? Those are the people that you typically tend to stick around and want to rally behind. They're making you feel special because they care.
Yes, are they using your name when they're sending you responses? Are they, they're not just saying guys or hello, they're actually calling you by your name. They're actually really addressing you. It seems like the correspondence that you got back from them was generated specifically just for you. You're making them feel like you are completely involved in their life and you want to help them. Like you're giving them that feeling of caring, like you truly care for them, which in most cases you actually do because you want them to do better. But that's the way it comes across, and the more you can get that feeling to come across to them, the more and more they'll be loyal or follow you or be willing to listen to you when you have other things going on. And just like Evelyn said earlier, you want to be authentic and transparent and show that, yes, even you may make a stumble or something like that, because everyone wants to see that you're not perfect and that you do have rough times too, because then that way you get to share with them how you overcame that.
Right. So the key is to make following you on social media seem like an exciting lifestyle change, right? And the first step on a great journey for them, okay? If your social media channel is about entrepreneurship and internet marketing, which is, appropriate here, for example, then you can create a situation where simply signing up to your social media channel feels like the first step towards the lifestyle your audience wants, okay? Is that making sense, you guys? Just raise your hands. Just let us know if that's making sense.
Show of hands. Put your hands up.
Awesome, awesome. Okay. Just really want to make sure that you understand this. If you even take one of these, a couple of these tips, it could really make a difference in your business on social media. Okay. So your job is to encourage this feeling by positioning your social media channel as some kind of movement, right? Some kind of statement. This is why most of the successful online brands will tell people to follow and take part in the new fitness revolution, for example, or join a community of elite moneymakers, okay? Even inside of our own DA culture, you can see that there's many different teams that pop up, we have a whole bunch of different names of teams, and we see them coming up all around us. And it just builds a sense of community, right? Very, very important that you guys get that. Okay. All right. Ariel says this is great. Thank you. All right. Yeah. Lou Santos says totally. The engaging is the tough part, especially if you don't have a following yet. Yes. And certainly that'll come with time. That's why this is something that you do on the side, okay? Stay in focus with your paid traffic strategies, but you work on this on the side. You work on building relationships and building engagement and obviously having conversations with these folks to get to a place where they feel like they know, like, and trust you. Okay, let's see. Jason is saying basically engage with your crowd, right? Yes, absolutely. Don't let it be a one-way. Ask them if they have any questions. Ask them to, I don't know, reach out to you. And just connect with you and have a little chat. Perhaps, it's amazing. Every time we post something and we give them a call to action, we tell them, if this resonates with you, comment below, let us know. They will, Why do they do that? Because they know, like, and trust us at this point, okay? And they know that we will respond. So we will, if they post something in response to our call to action, we'll go back and we'll respond again, or we'll like their post. Okay, we let them know that we're there, that we're real people. We're not a robot. Okay,
Yes.
we're real, and we're here for them. All right. Guillermo, you're asking, is it realistic to start using organic social media with DA when you have fixed cost of membership in front of using social media ads? I'm not exactly sure. Baby, are you understanding this question? I think, well, I mean,
So.
again, at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you still have, I mean, this social media is, it's a little bit more of a long-term solution for you, okay? Even if you, like, when you say social media ads, I'm not, are you talking about Facebook? If you can give me just a little bit more.
Yeah, just a little more insight into what you're
thinking.
Yeah, what you're looking at and what you're
So
questioning.
we can try to help.
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's keep going. All right, so now building this community of some sort, it has another advantage because it makes your followers feel like they're part of something, right? They're part of a community. This creates social pressure to join. Everyone who is anyone is following you, right? And it makes them feel like they may be missing out if they're not following you, right? This is a symptom of a really good, tribe. Some people call it tribes, right? People hate missing out.
Yes.
But they love being part of something. And if you can combine these two feelings, then you will be on, to be a winner, okay? You'll be the one. Here I'm going to talk about Facebook ads. Okay, so Facebook ads, that's pay-per-click. I mean, that's another, and Russell, again, that's like his big time deal there in terms of how to drive traffic with Facebook. But I would say, just like earlier I mentioned, when we recommend, what we normally recommend to students is to focus on one-page strategy and a free. So if you're doing Facebook pay-per-click, then that's your paid, and then you work on your free, which is Facebook, your engagement. Whether you get yourself start a fan page and start connecting with people, okay? Or maybe you beef up your personal page and you can connect with people in that way. So hopefully that answers your question. All right, so you can then also carry this on by making your followers feel like VIPs, as we mentioned earlier, and the way you continue to speak to them throughout. Right? For example, you might refer to them using a group name, right? Or you might tell them how they are receiving early access. People love that. They get something early just because they're part of your, VIP group, right? Or maybe they're accessing restricted information. Anything that makes them feel good and feel excited to be part of your brand, okay? That's what you're aiming for. Now, what's in a brand? Let's talk a little bit about this here. A big part of this will come automatically from building your brand in the right way to begin with. Okay? Mm-hmm. A brand is much more than simply a logo you see. And it goes beyond that. Rather, a brand is all about your value proposition, as we've discussed earlier, okay, and your why. So going back to that, we can refer to, I don't know if you guys have heard of Simon Sinek's Golden Circle, right? This is the idea that you need to understand 3 rings of your business, right? The outer ring is what, right? Which is the service or product you create, right? The second ring is the how, which is how you make it different and how you achieve it at all, right? And the inner circle is your why.
Yes.
Right? Why do you do what you do? What is it that you want your business to achieve? And how do you want to make your mark on the world? Okay. This made a whole lot of sense when we were exposed to this a few years ago, several years ago now. It's by emphasizing this why over the what that can create a brand that people are excited to get behind.
yes, you want to make sure the why is strong. You want to make sure that it's something that is going to drive you in those times where it's going to be tougher for you to actually um, just let's just say there's hurdles that you would have to get through or to overcome. So you want to make sure that your why is actually there because you want to do your business for the why instead of the what. Because in the what, if it gets difficult or if it gets challenging, you may change or you might want to do a quick fix. But the why is the essential reason why you're in the business doing exactly what you're doing now, why you're actually doing it. How do you see yourself? How do you want yourself to be perceived? That's what you're working towards. How is this going to help those that you want to help, which would be your avatars? So you want to make sure that you're actually looking at that and keeping that, writing that someplace where you can actually see it and it keeps going through of why you're actually doing exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, yeah. So, all right. Again, emphasize this why, okay, and create your brand around that to get people excited. Okay. And Lou, we will definitely do that. You're asking for that reference to look up. It's Simon. Let me just type this in here for you. Well, I don't know if I can right now. We'll make sure we get it to you, okay? I can't get in there for some reason. All right. Uh-oh. Can you guys hear us? I think it froze.
Yeah, I can hear you. We just lost your screen though.
It looks like it froze on us because I can't move anything. Let's see if I can try to. All right, hang on. You gotta love technology.
It's such a beautiful thing.
I don't even know how to force put this here. Well, hopefully, Russell, we don't lose you guys. If we do, we'll call right back in, okay? Because I can't get it to work here. All right, well, I think that, yeah, I think we're going to have to power down because it's not letting us move. I'm not sure what's happening.
Okay, how many more slides you guys got to go through?
Got probably another 10 of them.
Okay, so yeah. I'm going to take back over as presenter and see if that helps clear it. If not, then just power down and then just come right back on.
Okay, we'll do.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, guys, so real quick, show of hands, how many of you guys getting some value out of this? Raise your hands if you're getting some value out of this. All right, good, good. All right, so let's see. I'll look at some of these questions as well. We're going to have membership using social media. All right. Yeah, I mean the key thing is like Otis and Evelyn were saying is giving people value. You need to, I mean, paid advertising in Facebook is you're approaching a cold audience. When you're getting people to sign up and become leads and so on from your page, that's more of a warm audience. Okay, so but in order to keep them there, because you got to realize you're one page, one business or fan page in amongst 750 million of them out there, so you got a lot of competition. And just think of the analogy of when people buy. If someone showed up that you knew at your doorstep and said, "Hey, Lou, I know you're into internet marketing. I got a product you should take a look at. You may be interested in. You're at least going to maybe give it a look, just because, one, you know the person and you know they're probably going to follow up with you, and because, again, you know the person, so it's someone that you trust or respect, and you're willing to at least look at it. Versus if a total stranger showed up and said, hey, you should buy this program, then you may go, yeah, sure, shut the door, and then it goes into the round file. So, you always want to be working on, working with people, telling them your story. And why do we always tell people our story? Because it shows where we came from and where we're at today. That resonates with people. Because there are a lot of people that look at very successful people online and they say, or successful people out there in the workforce, and they say, gosh, I'd love to be there, but I could never do that. And if you're always telling your story, that's something they can resonate with. I know several internet, what we would consider, I guess, gurus, although I hate that name, that do extremely well. And, they started out their career basically in the basement of their parents' house. So, and they turned their, their ambitions and their drive and their dreams into reality. So, you need to do the same, and people respect that. People will follow that, okay? But also, you always got to be, like Otis and Evelyn talked about, as value of people. You not only have to show them your journey, but you have to show them what you're going to do for their journey. Never promise anything, because you can't. It's the old adage, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Never tell people, I will make you successful. I will do everything in my power to make you successful, or I will do what I can to teach you to be successful, whatever it is. But ultimately, they're the ones that have to make that choice. They're the ones that have to push forward and promote their business, because you're not going to do it for them. Okay, so let's see here. Just going through while they're rebooting their system there. Let's see here. All right, so a lot of people telling about the screen. Can everybody see my screen? They should be looking at Otis and Evelyn Jackson. Raise your hand if you can see my screen. Okay, good. All right, so I'm still going through some of these questions here. All right. All right, missed the title of 4 or 5. Can someone give me those titles? I don't know. We'll ask that to Otis and Evelyn when they come back on here. All right. When you're doing a video marketing, you have to have a keyword in order to attract traffic. Do you have to purchase the keyword from YouTube in order to attract traffic? No, not at all. Isaac, you don't have to purchase the keyword. You just tag. Basically, when you're uploading a video to YouTube, when you're giving it the title, when you're giving it the description, and then below that it'll ask you to tag it. You just want to put in the tags, so you want to do some of your keyword research and do your tags from there. So, are you guys back?
Yeah, we're back.
Yes, we're
Sorry
back.
about that.
So hold on a second. I got to figure out which one you are, because you're logged in here twice. So let me see here. I'm going to set this one as the presenter and see what happens here. See if we get your screen back. All right, so try to hit the presentation. I may have to switch to the other one.
All right. Let's see. Where? I don't see any. It didn't give me any.
Okay, so let me try the other one here. So. All right, so let's try that.
Here it is. Okay.
Oh.
One. Yes, that's the one. Okay. Can you see our screen now?
We can. Yes.
Awesome. All right. So sorry about that. That was very strange. Okay. Well.
So there was a question real quick before you get started again about the titles on number 4 and 5.
Okay.
It was from Anessa Martin.
Mm-hmm. So we've got We've got provide value, just number 1. Number 2 is don't just promote. Number 3 is post what you would read. Number 4 is understanding your value proposition. And then number 5, which is what we're covering, is making your followers feel important. Okay, so that's where we're at right now. Okay. All right, so let's see where we were. All right, so again, emphasizing the why over the what, that you can create a brand that people are excited to get behind, and we've seen this, seen that the best way to market your social media channel is to create real value, okay? But it also follows that you need to be able to have a motivating force and a vision behind your products themselves, okay? Now, we were just going to talk about Apple as an example, right? Apple didn't create a computer and then try to find a purpose for it, right? Jobs and Wozniak began with their why, right? Their reason for existing was to make computers fun, personal, and creative. They wanted to overturn the idea that computers were for businesses only, and they wanted to empower people to be creative and expressive. That's really why they created Apple. Okay. And that's what enabled Apple to thrive. Okay. That is why people responded to their products, and still do, the way that there are still so many fervent Apple fans today. We are one of them.
Yes, extremely
So
Apple
we
fans.
bought into their why, for sure. And I'm pretty sure we're not the only ones. All right. Okay, so what is it that makes you wake up in the morning, right? How is it that led to your business, right? How is it that it led to your business? Focus on that, because that is a movement and a vision, and that is massively more motivating, engaging, and exciting than, oh, well, we just sell washing machines, okay? You guys don't just sell washing machines, right? You sell the dream of the laptop lifestyle, of getting out of debt, of, you know, quitting your job, or being more ready for retirement, because not everybody wants to quit their jobs. You know, some people love what they do, but they want extra income, you know, or maybe they just want to travel, right? They want more flexibility. You're selling the feeling, okay? And which some of this is not all of it is included in all this is your why, you know, and then some, because we don't know for sure what your why would be. You know, we only know ours. And why we do this. So, plus, once you find the reason for your brand's existence, then you can start to look into other ways of expressing that, so that you can find ways to deliver value through social media channels, or to generally be more inventing and creative with your marketing, right, etc. So, in conclusion, these are the 5 social media principles, okay, that can transform your approach to growing growing on social media, and to help you gain a loyal, passionate following that will lead to exponential growth and eventually to sales. Okay. It sounds like a lot, but actually, guys, there are a lot of common threads between these tips. Right? The key is to have a brand with a vision and a purpose. It's to be passionate about what you do, and to have a brand that people can really get behind. And from there, you'll then express that value proposition and that vision through high-quality content, rather than just posting promotions and advertising and being just like everyone else out there that's just sell, 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 buy my stuff, okay? Engage with your audience. Get them involved with your movement and be consistent. That's so important. There's a lot of people not being very consistent out there, so you have to be consistent when you're following and building a brand. if you do all this and if you work to get your brand onto every social media channel you can, and just remember, you don't want to start with every one of them. You want to start with one, get comfortable, get consistent with it, and then you can incorporate others, okay? But once you get to that place where your brand is everywhere, then it's only really a matter of time until you begin to grow exponentially.
Yes. Oh, and that's and there's one more thing, one more reason to make sure that you are really that you really enjoy and believe in what you are doing. If you don't, then it's not going to be easy to overcome, disheartened, losing out, missing the mark. You want to make sure that you are fully behind what you're doing and you believe in what you're doing, because it's going to come out. It's going to be extremely authentic. You're going to be able to talk about it to someone, and they're going to feel the passion and the love that you have for what you're doing oozing out of every just oozing out of your body, just in your persona. It's just going to be all over your face. You're going to be lit up like a light bulb. You're just going to want to show that you are fully invested in exactly what you're doing, and you love what you're doing, because what you're doing is based on why and not what.
Yeah, and then it's so easy to disillusion yourself when if your mind is not right, when you don't see results right away. A lot of people expect this to be quick, and none of it is. It takes some time and some effort, so you have to really love what you're doing. And that's why in the beginning, when I say you pick the one that you're normally in the most already, because that means that if you're, for example, on Facebook a lot, then probably that's the right place to start, because you're already there. So start there, or maybe Instagram or Twitter for you. Okay. So do it for the love, and your following will come. Right? Do it for the love.
Yes.
All right. So let's see. We've got a few questions here. Let's see. No, those are just okay. Thank you, Anissa. You're welcome. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Okay, so Arthur, we'll have to see about how we can get you a copy of the presentation. We certainly don't mind doing that. So let's just.
I think Evelyn, the best thing to do is, if you're willing to give out the presentation, is convert it over to a PDF, because that way then you don't have to worry about if someone has PowerPoint or anything like that. They can then just see all the slides. Just print it in a PDF format.
Yeah.
And that would be the easiest way. If you get it to me, then I can get it to them. They can just email me and I'll get it to them.
Okay, perfect. So we'll do that.
Okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. All right. Let's see what else. All right, Ariel, you're welcome. All right, so JB's brand is Mama, Papa, and DA Puppy, and we are Mom and Pop and this puppy. I'm not even. That's a mouthful right there. I'm not even sure. I would probably want to see what it looks like. What?
Yeah.
Do you have branding around that already? Logos and a fan page. It definitely has to resonate with who you are, right? So your brand needs to be an extension of who you are.
Yes.
That's important.
Yes, you have to walk in it and be in it, and it be you, like seamless.
Okay. Okay, so Romerson is asking, do we have to tell our real names in making a brand? You don't have to, but we find that the best brand is yourself.
Yes.
A lot of people will start to brand companies that they're affiliated with, and we feel personally that is not the best way to go, because companies come and go, and if they go, we've seen this in network marketing, for example. People will brand themselves as the company's representative, and then that company goes belly up, and there went their brand and their identity, because they really didn't have an identity. Their identity was attached to that product instead of it being, you should be the brand. Okay, so we recommend, usually it's best for it to be
Yes.
your name, or like a success with, or partner with, or just your name.com. And you can build a brand around that, because you will always be you, and it doesn't matter what. And here's the other thing: when you're an entrepreneur and you're just getting started, you'll end up with probably multiple streams of income at some point.
Absolutely.
So, you can have many different streams inside of that brand, which is you. Okay. So I hope that makes sense. All right, there's a question about traffic in there, Russell. I'm not exactly sure they're talking about the DA traffic, so we don't have that anymore. Yeah. All right. Victor, you are very welcome.
Absolutely. Glad we could do it.
Saying that this is good motivation and learning process for beginners like me. Yeah, this is information that not a lot of people are privy to when they first get started, especially when they first get started and they just really hit their social media channels just the wrong way, and just you want to be different. Yeah, you end up missing opportunities. You do. So great. I'm glad you got value from it. Okay, you're welcome, Robinson. All right. I don't see any other questions, Russell. We certainly hope this was helpful, and yeah, just implement. All right, we'll make this a PDF file, and make sure that you do get with Russell. Send him an email, and he'll get it to you, and start to implement some of this stuff.
Yes, just try your best, work hard, and just remember the why.
Oh, we've got a few more that just came in. Hang on, guys. Let's see. All right, so Joe is asking, I'll start doing some Facebook ads soon. I have my personal fan page with my name. Is it a good idea? And our fan page has our names. Yes, I think it's a great idea. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so Russell, we're being asked about personal coaching. So how should they address that if they're wanting personal coaching from us?
Okay, all right. So if you want the coaching with Otis and Evelyn, then probably your best choice would be to do the group traffic coaching. That's going to be your least expensive route. Get 3 one-hour sessions with Otis and Evelyn. So just go to the link that I put into the question and in the chat area, and I'll also put it in the follow-up email. And I think that was Ariel, right? Ariel?
Yes,
Ariel?
yeah.
So once you've purchased it, email me directly at rarmstrong@digitalaltitude.co and let me know that you just purchased it and you want to work directly with Otis and Evelyn. And that way then I can get you, because I'm the one that assigns people, so I will assign you over to them, and they will then contact you and give you their scheduling links and get you up and running with them on their calendars. So that's going to be your best way to have that happen. Now, you guys on your group calls, Otis and Evelyn, on your group calls, are you averaging anywhere from 1 to like 3 people?
Yes.
I mean,
and we kind of do the same thing. If somebody, if it's just one person, then they, even better for them, right? We'll still run it.
Right, yeah, right.
They'll just end up being personal one-on-one for half the price. So that's great.
Right.
Yeah.
Because obviously, I mean, for for a 1 hour session, a guaranteed one-on-one session, that's going to be, that's starting at $500. So I think your best bet is to do the 250 and get the 3 1-hour sessions, and most likely, unless a ton of people all of a sudden do this, then I think you would be pretty close to getting as close as possible to that one-on-one coaching. So that's what I would recommend there.
Yep. And we're getting a lot of thank yous, so you're very welcome. We're happy to be here.
Glad to help out.
Yeah, and glad we didn't put you guys to sleep. And sorry for the little hiccups earlier.
Yes.
Joe is asking Rodriguez a question. Is it a good idea to run my ads through that page or through another page? Choose freedom. It's really a matter of personal choice. I mean, what's the other page? I didn't see what the other page was, but Choose Freedom sounds catchy. That's the other thing about names and branding, guys. If you want to brand like something like that, like a tagline per se, Choose Freedom, something catchy like that, you can very well do that. Just stay consistent with that, then that would be your brand. It's like going back to Jason Stone, he's a millionaire mentor, right? So millionaire mentor, that's not his name, but he's tagged himself to that, so people know that he is the millionaire mentor. So there's certain ways to go about making sure that your audience knows who is Choose Freedom, okay? Who is behind that movement. That can be a movement, okay? You can rally people behind that. People that share that and that idea, that feeling that they're after, that they want to choose freedom, they want to, they've made a decision, they've committed to change their lifestyles, and they want to live independent of a 9-to-5, that would be attractive to them. So I would say, yeah. Okay.
The thing you have to realize also, Joe, with your question is that when you run a paid ad in Facebook, it's associated with a page. If someone wants to check out obviously click on the ad and they'll go to wherever you're sending that, but they can also check out the page that the ad is coming from. So if you want to keep increasing your brand with a cold audience, meaning people that have never seen your page, another way of connecting with people and getting them to like your page, so you're starting to build your audience. If you do that under a different page with your ads under a completely separate page, they're going to become an audience to that page and not to you. Even though you own both pages, you just got to understand, what are you trying to brand, yourself or a company name, or what are you trying to brand? And it's a lot harder to get them to come back over to the other page as well. So always think of that. Sometimes people did that because they were, doing ads that they know were sketchy with Facebook. They weren't quite, fulfilling the guidelines, and they were in fear that Facebook would shut down their account. Well, guess what? Everything's tied to your personal account anyway. If Facebook's going to shut down your account, they're going to shut everything down. So, and they're a lot more lenient than they are, but got to follow the rules. They warn you, and just make sure you just know what those rules are and follow them. And, I have an ad agency on Facebook, and I've learned to follow the rules, and guess what? It works really, really well. Facebook's one of the most powerful tools out there if you use it correctly. So I would highly recommend go under your personal branding page and don't create a whole nother page just for advertising.
Yeah, and there's some great Facebook training, 3 parts, coming to you from yours truly, Russell Armstrong, in your back office. So if you wanted to dig into those trainings, those were awesome, Russell.
Excellent job.
So those are great. Go in there and look and make sure that you're doing it right on Facebook. Okay, I think Ariel is asking for your email again, Russell.
I sent it to you privately, Ariel, so look in your answer area of and you should have my email address there. So, but to anybody else, it's rarmstrong@digitalaltitude.co, but I did send it to you directly, Ariel. I did send that to you directly.
Okay. So Oscar is asking, are you able to explain CPC? How does that work? And how many clicks would I need to at least reach my investment of $2,000? So do you want us to answer that, Russell?
You can try. It's a hard question to answer.
That's hard. What I was going to say is that it is a hard question to answer, but I would suggest that when it comes to paid advertising, you need to have a budget. We tell our students all the time, you need a monthly budget, something that's not going to, yeah, consistent, and you could always scale up, as you go along. But a healthy budget would be ideal. I mean, there's especially there's so much that you can do with $500 a month as opposed to $2,000 a month. So obviously, if you have more to play with, then as long as you're going to the right CPCs, right, you're buying the right clicks, because not all clicks are created equal. You want to be careful where you go. You should be fine, but you need to build momentum. So if you're just getting started, you need to build momentum. Take the first 90 to 120 days and build that, and stay consistent with your traffic buys and build. Okay. That's what I would say, Russell.
Yeah, and it's the thing about it is you're wanting to reach your investment level. Again, the other thing that we always recommend to people is, think of your investment or your loan as you became a Rise member, a Peak, or an Apex member. That's like getting a business loan from yourself. Okay, don't rush to pay that back right away. Rush on building your business. Where I see a lot of people after coaching almost over 1,100 students in internet marketing is they make an initial investment and then they rush to pay it back off. All right, and so everything they earn, majority of it, they put right back into their pocket to pay off their initial investment, and that's fine. But guess what happens at the end of the day, the week, or the month? They now have paid off that investment, and their business hasn't gone very far. So now what do they have to do? They have to go back and borrow money from themselves again to really now start ramping up their business. You should be taking as large of a percentage as possible and rolling it back into your business when it comes to, like Evelyn said, about having a budget to market with. You can do free, what we call organic reach marketing. It is going to be very slow. It's going to be at times painful, and it's going to be a lot of hard work. Okay, it is taking me 5 years to really grow a large following for myself via email, Facebook, etc., to where now I have a huge audience I can go to if I see a new product. Like when I came into Digital Altitude, I came into this cold, but I had an audience to immediately start presenting this to. Right, I didn't even have to pay money to start running ads. I just ran it to the people I knew, the people I already had contact with. And then I transitioned into paid ads because I knew eventually my organic reach could only go so far. I'm not like a Jason Stone that has 2 million people following me. So I had to convert over to the paid ads to grow my business even more. This is what you want to do. If you want to build your business fast, you've got to invest some more money into the marketing aspect of it. Eventually, you will pay yourself back. Trust me, you will. I think you guys know that. Otis and Evelyn, you guys know that. But you got to give your business a chance to get its feet underneath of itself and get it up and running. That's the whole reason you made the investment in the first place, is to build a business. So right. You've got to turn your profits as much as you possibly can. I know a lot of people put things on credit cards. Make the credit card payment, but don't try to pay the credit card off. Just make the payment and roll that money back into your business to allow your business to grow. Otherwise, you'll pay your cards back, and 6 months down the road, you're going to be back to square one, and now you're going to have to borrow it all back again to get your business going. Mm-hmm. So it becomes a vicious cycle, and it gets very self-defeating that way. But as to answering your question, number of clicks, we couldn't tell you, because it depends on how you're, I could say, all right, you need 500,000 clicks. Well, if you're buying the clicks at $1 a click, that would be a lot of money. If you're buying the clicks at 25 cents a click, or 10 cents, or 3 cents a click, it's going to make a huge difference. So it's very hard to determine in that sense. It depends on your ad, what kind of campaigns, if you're doing Facebook ads, what kind of campaigns you're running, because all those costs per clicks change depending on the type of ad you're running. So that would be That would be a very hard question to answer, Oscar. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so I think we've got through all of the questions. Otis and Evelyn, guys, I want to thank you very much for being on our webinar tonight. I think you guys gave our attendees some fantastic value. So raise your hand if you got some great value out of this today. All right, so we got over 50% of the people who are still awake here, because I know it's getting late on the East Coast there. That's why it's not even 8 o'clock for me yet. So it's good to be on the West Coast. But at least you guys aren't like Vanessa. Vanessa, when she does our Thursday night webinar, when she comes in and guest hosts, she's up at 2 a.m. for that webinar.
That's tough.
And typically they're almost 2 hours, so that's 2 to 4 a.m. And then Jay the other day, well, he's done a couple webinars, and because he did a 2-part series, so he did them back to back. And Jay's was for Thursday night. He was up at 1 a.m. So I think we still, you guys and myself, we have it easy, when we're doing these webinars. So
absolutely.
Yeah, we're not complaining.
Not at all.
No, we.
All right, guys. So
thank you.
Go ahead.
For having us out.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So thank you very much. And again, if you want a copy of this, you can go to the back office. If you want a copy of the slide presentation that Evelyn and Otis did, they're going to get that to me. So it may take 24, 48 hours for me to get it out to you. But send me an email, rarmstrongdigitalaltitude.co, and just ask for the PowerPoint slides, or ask for the slides on webinar. Thursday's webinar, 11, 10, 16, just so I know which slides you're talking about. Or just ask for Otis and Evelyn's slides. However you want to do it, just so I know what you're talking about, and I will be more than happy as soon as they get them to me, I will get them to you. So send me the email, and I will get them to you by this weekend at the latest, depending on how long it takes for them to convert them over to PDFs. So thank you, guys. And make sure you email me, guys, author, and so on. I don't take anybody's email address down. You guys got to email me, okay? It's part of your job to email me, and I will send you out the information. So, guys, Otis and Evelyn, thank you very much for being on our webinar tonight, and hopefully you'll come back again for another webinar. I know you guys, your heads are full of multiple topics. And you could probably take some of the points you covered tonight and literally break them down even into more detail. So that's sometimes what I do. I come up with general topics and I'll do a webinar, and then people are really interested in certain aspects of my webinar, and so then I just break them down into smaller, I mean, they're not smaller, they're still as long, but I break them down into more detailed aspects of those of the pieces of those webinars too. So something to think about. I hope to have you guys back, because you're a great team and you're great presenters, and I know everybody appreciated it, and I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this up and call it a night.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you very much, and have a great rest of your evening. We'll talk soon.
All right. Perfect. Talk to you guys later. Thank you very much. You guys all have a good morning, evening, or wherever you're at in the world. Otis and Evelyn, you guys have a good evening and have a great weekend coming up. I'll talk to you later.
You too.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.